Yeah, my number one draft pick would be Helium 10, and I've been using it for about 6 months now. I had a similar come to Jesus meeting with my books where I sat down, and at that time I was paying about $50 to jump send for email follow up. I was paying like 40 or $50 to Jungle Scout for a monthly subscription for product research. I was paying, I forget what I was paying Celix, but it was a PPC management tool. But it was a lot, and I'd always strayed away from Helium 10 because it was, I think at the time it was $97 a month for their intro level, and I was like, that's way too much. But then I was looking at what I was paying everybody else, and it was like, oh yeah, I have $200 a month wrapped up in my other subscriptions, and so I decided to bite the bullet, and I signed up with Helium 10 when they came out with their email follow-up. And so I was able to cancel my Jump Send subscription. I was able to cancel my Jungle Scout subscription. And Celix, I decided not to self-manage my PPC, so that just kind of went away. But anyway, within Helium 10, it is a suite of tools. It's got product research. It's got, it was called Helium 10 because they had 10 tools, but they're up to maybe like north of 20, and I don't even really use them all. And so I'm just going to talk about a couple of things within Helium 10 that I really like to use. The first one is called Refund Genie. This thing, it scrubs all the back-end data from your Amazon reports, and it'll identify missed or damaged or lost inventory. It prints out this text file, and all you do is copy and paste it into a case. You open a case with Amazon and you copy and paste the text file from Refund Genie and submit it. And I can tell you that I've gotten over $1,000 of refunds this year. And I am doing enough volume to where I'm not looking through my inventory reports with as much attention to detail as Refund Genie is doing. And I'd say that this thing has paid for my Helium 10 subscription. And the first one is the best because it scrubs all the data since you've ever joined. I think I signed up for it, and my first refund was like $500, and that's great. So anyway, I would say, even if you're not a fan of Helium 10, check out the Refund Genie if you've never done it, and most likely that'll pay for your subscription for the next few months.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite reports to get. I have it. I believe mine is set up to email now. It says, "Oh, your Refund Genie reports." I mean, return on investment. I log in, spend 30 seconds, copy, paste, submit a case, and I get all the refunds in. It's magical. And like you said, going through those reports, that would be maddening to go through. I don't even like to look at Excel anyway. I'm not going to look at all that stuff. And if I have a tool that will email me a report and say, "Hey, Amazon owes you money. Can you take 30 seconds of your time and open a case and you'll get money back?" Oh, absolutely. It's hands down probably one of my favorite. One of them out of the suite.
The next sub tools within the Helium 10 space that I use, and I'll kind of go through these quickly. The nice thing about Helium 10 is they have good training on all of these. But I really like Magnet. It's a keyword research tool. So you plug in a seed keyword, and it's going to spit back out a ton of associated keywords. And so whenever I'm writing a listing, that's my starting spot. The next one is Cerebro, and this is a reverse ASIN lookup. And what you do is you go out and you find competitors of similar products, and you take their ASIN, which is just a number. For people that don't know what that is, it's just a number in the listing, and you plug it in there, and it will identify a number of keywords that are associated with that listing. And so if my competitors are converting really well on a long tail keyword that I might not think about, man, that's great data to have. And so, I use Magnet and Cerebro kind of in conjunction whenever I'm writing a listing. The next thing is, it's called Frankenstein. So I'll take my Magnet and Cerebro data, and I'll copy and paste all of those keywords into Frankenstein.
I love that name. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's solid.
That name is badass.
It's solid. I wonder how they came up with that.
It fits well too, right?
It is, yeah.
You grab a little bit from here and take a little bit from there and mash it all in.
Yeah, and that, so, what that will do is it will take, 10,000 keywords, and you can select certain criteria. So, for instance, you can take out common words like and or. You can look for keywords that are 2 words or 3 words. You can look at keywords that are Amazon's choice. It's just a really nice way to synthesize all your keyword research in one spot. And so when I'm done with that, I will copy and paste that over to Scribbles. And previously, when I would write my listings, I would open a Word doc, just Microsoft Word, and I'd write my bullets. I would write my listing title, and then I'd copy and paste that, and I'd go to some website and see how many characters I had. And, and then when I would use a keyword, I would highlight it and maybe I'd put it in bold. It was a very manual process. Well, Scribbles, you just put all the keywords you want to use in this box, and then you start writing your listing. And it keeps track of how many characters you use. It keeps track of, if you use a keyword, it'll just cross it off on your list. So then you know.
It's magical.
Oh, it's great. It's just super convenient. So when it comes to writing a listing, I think that's the way to go. And then, the last thing, like I mentioned, I use it for email follow-up. And, I think that we're recording this in January of 2020. I think email follow-up and that way to interact with your customers is probably falling by the wayside. You now can go into your orders report and actually request a review from your customers directly. And so I think Amazon is kind of playing Big Brother here and taking away your ability to interact with your customers via email. So, but that was something that I liked. And as we record this, it's not against terms of service, but they are kind of tightening down on their rules. So the last thing, and this is just kind of bonus content, I really like training. I'm always looking for the next Amazon hack. And they have, if you have a subscription, they have this free online training with Kevin King. And I don't know if you know who Kevin King is.
He's a legend.
He is a legend. He has been doing marketing, since the beginning of time. He talks about doing marketing in phone books. I haven't seen a phone book in 15 years, but he is kind of the OG of online marketing, and I really like his stuff. Have you went through that training?
I have not, but I have sat through a couple of trainings from Kevin. Yeah, he's really next level. Like, it's tough for me to keep up. I'm writing notes like a banshee, and yeah, it's good stuff, man. Anything he does is next level.
And the thing I like about him is, with some trainings, I've noticed that they'll tell you half of what they know, but then they'll say, hey, if you want to know the other half, come buy my course. And he just lays it all out there. He says, here's everything that I know. And I really appreciate that about him. So I'm a big fan of Kevin King, and having access to that training has been great. I've went through that in the last 2 months, and I think it's great for beginners. But man, I've been selling for a while, and I picked up on some great stuff. So anyway, you can probably tell I'm a Helium 10 fanboy, but that's why they're my number one pick in the tool draft.